to know if you're like an early startup company and you don't have all the relevant documents such as the business plan, so the business plan or the financial, but you have an MVP product that is gaining good traction, would that startup be something that the VC firms would be interested to invest in and fill in the gaps and help the founders create a good business plan?
It's a very good point. It's something we see across the board. People have no oxygen, runway, cash, anything for fundraising. They've got a great product and a team and a good idea, but they've got literally nothing in the bank. And they want to raise $1 million
From I don't know until I hear more about your business, but it sounds like you might be a bit early for a VC. To approach the VCs at this point, you need to be flying.
Now, concept stage.
Yeah. If you're getting early traction and I hear words like minimum viable product and things like that, start connecting the dots, the lines thing that we talked about earlier with the VCs. But my guess, without knowing a bit more about your business, is that if you haven't done your first funding round already, VCs like a first funding round done in there already. Some angel investors invested. You've done your crowdfunding round, depending on who you're speaking to, and you've shown what you can do with that money before you raise the next round, so that you can scale it. That's the thing that they tend to look for. In terms of how do you tackle the problem of having no money and getting all those things done, two answers I have to that question. Firstly, that's what entrepreneurship is. How do you do shit with no money? Is exactly what entrepreneurship is. It's your task as a business person, and
Sweat equity.
Yeah. And we've all been there. But the second thing, in terms of saving yourself legal bills, accounting bills, that's one of the main reasons the crowdfunding market was set up. We've standardised the process of what I used to charge $250,000 as an investment banker for people to do. We've standardised the legals, we standardised the accounting stuff, we standardised the business plan, we standardised the process. Essentially, if you look at the greater scheme of raising finance, if you want to raise millions, if you want to raise billions, there's very well structured processes in the UK that work very well. Prior to this, if you want to raise 50 grand, 100 grand, sub 1 million, there's never been structured processes. Where I see us playing in the crowdfunding space and what we've sought to achieve at Bank to the Future is standardising that process without the upfront fees. And that's the problem we sought to solve.
A lot of it's commodity and template driven anyway. I mean, you should go on, even your bank are giving out this stuff in a digital format, you can fill in the blanks. And you can't be lazy around it. You still have to communicate the proposition, even though the product is what it is. You still have to excite investors and create some kind of value proposition that's going to get, it's a recruitment tool, it's an investment tool. You need this stuff.
Oh, we're looking to raise between £75,000 to £100,000.
It's not a VC round.
FFF.
So we should just solely focus on maybe like angel investors.
That's angels, crowdfunding, friends, family, founders.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm really interested in this idea of the 6-month pitching cycle. Ryan, I believe that you raised money a few years ago. If you were a young entrepreneur in London, how would you go about setting up those meetings, forming that black book of contacts? Is it a question of cold emails? Is it a question of vigorously badgering people at meetings? What advice can you give there?
Now, the first thing that comes to mind is if you're trying to approach professional investors, the most effective way to do that is through a secondary contact. So I would actually start off with trying to find some secondary contacts before I found the investors. And one of the things, going back to why London's a great ecosystem, is there are so many events like this that are so available, and just it's very easy to get your name out and start interacting with people. So I guess day one, I would go to London Startup Digest, I'd sign up and try and go to an event every night of the week for a month, basically. And that is doable here, which is why London is a great ecosystem. And I would just start, first I just network my ass off, personally, speak to people, and get to know people. And the most effective way you can do that too, once you've done that for a month or so, you reach the point where you're actually going to be able to introduce other people on their behalf as well. And that's when you really start to get involved inside of a network. Once you start doing that, that's the point when I think you're going to have, just naturally building up some second-degree contacts to people who would be great for investors. And those are just going to kind of crawl out of the woodwork. And at first, it's going to feel like you're meeting a bunch of other people just like you, who are all trying to meet those investors. But suddenly, you just do it enough, and you reach this turning point, and it just clicks. And you see all these potential angles for people you could speak with, and potential connections to people you could speak with. So the one caveat I would say is always begin with the end in mind, and try and target that a little bit. Do your research beforehand. Make sure you know what type of investor you're speaking to. And then just get to know that list. So if you are interested in angels, I would find all the key angel networks in London, which aren't really hard to find. Maybe do a cold call, speak with those guys and understand who constitutes those networks and understand your path to them.
Yeah, all of that. Do your research, be prepared, get introduced if you've got access to lawyers, accountants, people who hang around with investors. Corporate finance guys like us, if I make a call to you, you pick up the phone. If you make a call, you might not. So that's the hierarchical thing sometimes works. Be a nuisance in a good way. Be prepared when you get your chance, whether it's the elevator pitch or it's a document or whatever it is you've been asked to send along, etc. And treat it like a job. If you prepare for a job, get your CV in order and make sure that there's a fit. Cultural fit, technical fit, commercial fit, and you've read the website. Here are the three key reasons why we're talking to you, because you invest in mobile, they make capital, we're at the right level of stage of investment for you guys. We've researched our competitors, we are prepared, we want to come in and decide, wow, why would I not give you a meeting?
Do your research. I used to run a fund that invested only in pre-IPO companies. Simple as that. In other words, if you weren't within 12 months of floating, we didn't really give a stuff. And yet, we got floods, and in some weeks we got 100 business plans in from companies that were years away from the floating. It's clear on our website, we invest in pre-IPO. 12, maybe 18 months, but you've got to have a broker on board who says, we're going to float that company. Very simple. You can read it right there on the website. All these people sent us business plans. It just didn't qualify. So do your research. It's not difficult. It's a very good little organisation here in London called UK Funders. For a £200 a month subscription, you can type in a bunch of criteria and it'll give you a list of people who invest. It won't give you a list of angels, but it will give you a list of people who invest. If you're after seed fund, this isn't for you. If you're after £30,000 to get going, this isn't for you. If you're after £150,000, it's a great resource, £200 a month. Isn't that worth investing? Do your research and only approach people who are relevant to you.
When you've got tools like SEIS and EIS, you're not necessarily pitching the people that call themselves an angel investor. You're actually pitching tax breaks and tax efficient investing. One of the most exciting things today is the opportunity that there's tons of city workers out there that are paying lots in income tax, and if you can give them a way of claiming back 50k, and you can also give them an opportunity to support a business, and you can take one of those investment bankers and alleviate some of their guilt to create some jobs for your company. There's a lot of money out there for that type of thing. So that's an exciting opportunity. And the other final thing is, in terms of one of the key benefits of crowdfunding, is that you're going to put your perfect pitch on video and you're going to tell a lot of people about it. And we work with our customers on their marketing strategy. Those crowdfunding videos are going to get lots of feedback, lots of attention. Even if it's not investment, people are going to tell you what they think of your business, and those videos can go viral. So that's one of the benefits.